أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وخليله وصفيه وخير نبي أرسله الله إلى عالم كله بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد صلاة وسلام in his forgiveness. We take refuge with him from the evil within our souls, from the consequence of the misdeeds. Wherever Allah gives guidance to, making sleep, and where the misdeeds making guide. Bear witness that there's nothing no worthy of worship besides Allah alone, we have partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wa sallam, is the messenger. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him Surah Al-Baqarah. He says, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ضلناهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها. The foolish among the people will say, what is it that turned them away from the Qibla, the direction of prayer that they used to pray to? قُلْ لِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقُ وَالْمَغْرِبُ يَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Say, to Allah belongs the east and the west. He guides whomever he pleases to a straight path. In other words, the mushrikeen were surprised in Mecca when the Prophet ﷺ, he directed the Sahaba to face Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem. And they felt that this was a sign of misguidance among the Muslims. And Allah's response to them is that, say to them, Allah, He is the owner of the east and the west, and He guides whomever He pleases to the path which is most straight. Then He goes on and says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. And thus we have made you into a justly balanced nation, in order that you be witnesses over humanity and the messenger be a witness over you. وَمَا جَعَلْنَا الْقِبْلَةَ الَّتِي كُنْتَ عَلَيْهَا إِلَّا لِنَعْلَمَ مَنْ يَتَّبِعُ الرَّسُولَ مِمَّنْ يَنْقَلِبُ عَلَى عَقِبَيْهِ. And we only altered the Qibla in order to know or to make manifest those who truly follow the messenger and distinguish them from those who turn back on their heels. In other words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He changed the Qibla from the early Muslims from the Kaaba to Baytul Maqdis in order to test, to see how committed they were to following Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we know the history that once the Prophet reached Medina, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He turned him back to the Kaaba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had tested the early community in many ways, as we know. The persecution, the torture, the harassment, through doubt even. We know of the Isra and Mi'raj, and the Prophet said, I traveled last night to Baytul Maqdis and returned last night from Baytul Maqdis. And this was a fitna for many of the people following him at this time. This was about 10 years into the mission of the Prophet. All this struggle and this pain and toil, and many of them left at that moment. And we all are tested, our commitments are tested in many different ways, brothers and sisters, as they are today, even. And we, of course, did not experience anything to the degree and the scope of what was experienced by the Sahaba. We in America don't even experience what Muslims in different parts of the world experience in terms of tribulation, in terms of struggle, in terms of toil. The most we can ever complain about, perhaps, are things like somebody looked at me in a threatening way, or he called me a terrorist, or the media used to demonize the Muslims. And when we reflect upon everything happening in the multiple fault lines that are dividing the world, not only the Muslims, then, as I stated earlier today, at least for those who are around, an important question to ask is, what role is a Muslim supposed to play in trying to balance the extremes, or bring balance to the extremes that we see in the world? Their political fault line, the gender fault line, racial fault lines, their even sexual orientation fault lines, the biology fault line, or claims of biological realities which we know not to be true. What role is a Muslim supposed to play? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we are ummah wasat. We are a justly balanced nation. We are a fair nation. We are a just nation. We are a moderate nation. We're not a nation of extremes. And unfortunately, Muslims find themselves today embroiled in all of the different sources of polarization, and we continue to add to the polarization rather than being what our names or our titles actually suggest, which is that we are peacemakers. That we're to be a Muslim is a blessing, but it's also a burden. That it's not easy, right? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just doesn't hand it to you, grant you the greatest of all rewards simply because you say you're Muslim, or because you have your family has been Muslim for 1,000 years. That all of us in our commitments are tested at times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is continuing to test us, especially during these times, especially in these areas related to politics and race. That we're not a people who just simply we lash out at others, or we sort of return the negative favor to them. So if Republicans or conservatives were demonizing Muslims for years, and then now they're being demonized, our response is not supposed to be sweet revenge. Now you get the taste. You get a taste of what we felt. Yeah, sure, it's natural to want to act on that impulse, but it's not supposed to be the way that we respond. That we're not supposed to join in the demonization and say, hey, what they did to us, now we're going to do it to them. No, we don't join in. We're not supposed to. That was not the way of our Messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam. That he never responded because of a personal attack. He was not a vindictive person, as we know. Attacked personally or his character, he did not respond, and he was not vindictive. That he acknowledged that his people they just understand. Allahumma hdi qawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. That Guide my people. They don't know. They don't get it. Forgive them. They don't understand. They don't know what's happening. They don't understand who I am. They don't understand that we only mean good for them. That was the Prophet's response. But we're not just people, we just take side. Hey, well, I like this political faction, I'm going with them against the other. I like this particular race, I'm going to go against the other race. And they get involved in all of this polarization, the anti-whiteness, even. To see Muslims, it's really ridiculous to see it, embarrassing at times to see Muslims embrace this cultural war, this racial polarization. Embrace it. Everybody is now woke, as we say. Talking about white privilege, and talking about white supremacy. There are different types of supremacy. There are different types of domination. Right? But we ourselves are not supposed to stoop to the level of others. Rasulullah ﷺ would not have done so, as we know. He came for the salvation of all humanity. All of Banu Adam are redeemable. Every single one of Banu Adam is redeemable. What you are, your color, your culture, whatever, all of that is an accident of nature. Your gender is an accident of nature. That it had nothing to do with you. You didn't choose what family or parents you would have. But we have to be people who are willing to be courageous at times, or of course the appropriate times, right? So that we can lead others and show them a better way. A Muslim is a peacemaker. Abdullah al-Ghifari radiallahu anhu, in a beautiful hadith relating the Targhib al-Tarhib, he says, Amarani Khalili bisab'a, that my friend, he ordered me to do 7 things. Or you would say, my best friend told me to do 7 things. And of course, his best friend was the Messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam, Abdullah al-Ghifari, from the Sabiqun al-Awwalun. From the very early Muslims, from the very first 10 of the Muslims. They say he ordered me to do 7 things. Amarani bihubb al-masakin wa ad-dunuwi minhum. He ordered me to love the poor and to be close to them. The first thing he ordered them to do. He ordered me to love the people of my tribe, the people of my race, the people of my class, and to be close to them. But to love the poor people and become close to them. To know what their needs are, fulfill their needs, show goodwill as you've been ordered to do so. وَأَمَرَنِي أَنْ أَنْظُرَ إِلَى مَنْ هُوَ دُونِي وَلَا أَنْظُرُ إِلَى مَنْ هُوَ فَوْقِي. 2, he ordered me to look at those who are below me and not to look at those who are above me in status. And this is one of the fundamental problems in the world today. There's a culture of ingratitude, of kufr, of kufran, and ni'mah, a culture of ingratitude. White people got too much power, we need some of the power too. Men got too much power, we need some of the power too. Cisgender people got too much power, we need some of that power too.